And here we are. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Frost. Just wanted to make sure that that logo was properly positioned so that I wouldn't give myself eye cancer of some kind. Spawning in the southwest position of the map, we have the red Zerg player. From Team Jinair, it is True. And spawning in the southeast position as the Naranja Terran from Samsung Khan, it is Reality. So, I only said Naranja because, actually I don't need to explain myself. I thought it was a good choice. So, Frost, both players on the bottom position. So if you guys a little bit more curious as to what's going on, what this is the Intel Extreme Masters Sao Paulo qualifier for the Korea-Taiwan, and I actually want to point out this qualifier has been extended to include Japanese people, which I think is cool. The Japanese scene is it's very small, but it's popped up a surprising amount. I've heard a surprising amount about Japanese StarCraft this last year. I think they even had like their own cup tournament, but I only mention this because the last qualifier that I did for the Korea-Taiwan, it was just Korea-Taiwan, and I don't know if any Japanese people played in it, but this one specifically says that. So just in case you're trying to keep up to date on the Japanese scene, we have Command Center first from Reality. I expect to see him build a barracks to finish this wall off and then take a gas. That's the standard way to play. Jinair True. He has his hatchery on the way. He could take a gas before his spawning pool. Looks like he won't. Might actually go double hatchery before pool. So he's just kind of metagaming this command center first. So he'll get away very, very fast third hatchery. So nothing is really happening in this game just yet. We see the barracks and the gas coming in for Reality. So all of these are best of 3. Just in case you guys are wondering, it's best of 3s pretty much all the way through. And the top 4, I believe, from this qualifier, we're not going to play out the semifinals. The top 4 from this qualifier advance to the Asian finals overall. So I know there was they had a Southeast Asia qualifier just a few days ago, or maybe last night. My ability to count / read has also deteriorated. But yeah, so they'll be fighting over who the best players in Asia are, and that top 4 of that next qualifier will get paid trips to Intel Extreme Masters in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Sao Paulo, Brazil, which I've heard interesting things about. I really like, by the way, that True. He took this very fast third hatchery. So since his spawning pool's late, he decided to even get the gas on top of that. So he'll be able to start up Zergling speed very quickly, which just kind of allows him to be defensive. Reality hasn't scouted. So since he has no idea what his opponent's doing, he opted for this very fast bunker. It's actually got this bunker about as fast as he could have. So he just wanted to make sure he wouldn't die to any type of fast attack. And we even see him starting to wall off his natural expansion. So this is kind of interesting only because Reality, by opting not to scout, doesn't realize he doesn't need the defenses that quick. Although Zergling speed will still be done as fast as it could be for a 3 hatchery before spawning pool, it's not it's not going to hit at that timing that would be really threatening. And look at this, he's fully walled off by 520. Reality is playing an incredibly defensive game. It feels really weird to say that 5 minutes in, but he could have already had his third command center started. He's got the coin for it, and there it is. So this in Reality, no pun intended, just ends up delaying his Hellions a slight amount. It's not really significant though. Just kind of interesting to see the way that he did this, because his build actually still lined up really nicely. This is just, if you're a Terran player and you ever lose to Zergling run-bys, this is one of the fastest, best ways to just be locked up nice and tight. The only disadvantage, of course, is that True, this creep spread is going to start very early on. In fact, he'll be crossing over the halfway point pretty damn fast based on just the positioning of these players. And actually, he's going for a Baneling Nest. His Zergling speed's finishing up. I'm kind of surprised. The Baneling Nest would help him against any type of early bio attack. The positioning would means that he wouldn't see it with his scan. And I think he didn't know about the third command center. I don't think he saw it. No, he did know it was a command center first. So he's either just preparing defensively or, well, this many Zerglings. True could actually just try to kill him very quickly utilizing this third hatchery for nothing more than just, I guess, a couple extra pennies, but more so as a macro hatch. And True starting to run around the left side. These Hellions should have seen that move out, or at least some of it for reality. I don't... Oh, look at this production tab. He is just cranking out the Zerglings. What is True doing? He knows that reality's in the southeast. I'm kind of surprised by the positioning of these lings. That was a bit weird. But True should see these SCVs mining. He's moving a lot of Zerglings down. He's got about 300 gas. This would be a lot of Banelings. It all comes down to reality's control. He needs to stop these Zerglings. In all honesty, ideally you want to stop those Banelings from hitting your wall. 2 bunkers are already done, actually, behind this. This is really nice. He's building a bunker on the high ground as well. Reality seems surprisingly well set up. The problem is these Zerglings will hit from both directions as the Banelings move in. He should be able to get all of these Hellions now moving in towards the natural choke point. Actually, some great shots off for reality. The Banelings will move in, though, and these Marines are still kind of trapped. Oh, he steps into the secondary bunker. The Banelings get a lot of these SCVs, though. Very nice pickup. And, well, the attack is over. 3 Queens immediately start in the production tab to help press out the creep spread a lot more. But wow, that was pretty crazy. It's 34 SCVs to 46 drones. He killed 14 workers, basically just unsaturated the natural expansion. But looking at the upgrades, I really like reality's position. I think yeah, these 22 Zerglings that are coming in, he needs to prevent the third base from being taken by reality. But his 1-1 is going to be done very soon. Evolution chambers are only halfway done for True. It was an interesting attack, but keeping the Hellions alive was a super important point for reality. Just the fact that he didn't die to that is almost all you need to do. Armory is underway, 60 seconds or so. It's going to be done about 30 seconds late. This poor SCV, man, look at that. Look at that sad sack. He's stuck. That is not fun. I hate when that happens to me. But the 1-1's beginning as the 1-1 completes. So this is nice. Stim is also done. Combat shield is on the way. And it's really funny though, because he can push the creep to this base. He can block this from being taken as the third very soon. In fact, I kind of expect reality to take his base sooner. The lair is on the way. I'm surprised reality hasn't tried to take the third. Maybe he's scared of a follow-up attack. He salvaged all his bunkers he had behind this. He's actually repairing the weakened Hellions while moving out with a lot of the healthy ones. He's 8 Hellions in total. Good map control available versus the Zerglings, and he sees the 4th base. He didn't actually know about this third. In fact, okay, now he sees the creep. He should know that this... I think when he realizes this third base is here, he'll be a bit upset. If he thought that this base was the third, that will kind of suck. And by that I mean it'll really suck. Because he'll realize that, wow, I've been on 2 bases versus a 3-base Zerg who's now taking his 4th in a pretty bad time. Zerglings will split off to check for third bases, but the third is now finally landed for reality. So we see the Mule Hammer begin to drop, and the Hellions should be able to come and clean this up. I don't think True can do too much to this since there are Hellions here, but he gets 1 SCV. I guess it's something. He does need to be careful, though. These Zerglings will keep themselves as an ever-present threat. We'll have to see. He's fully saturated now in the natural expansion. But he had enough SCVs left over to get that third up pretty quickly. 2-2 is on the way. So this is where I think the advantage of surviving comes in from. Ooh, these Hellions even managed to catch this. I really like these getting the +1 vehicle weapons. It's almost weird to say, but if these Hellions never die, that +1 is really nice for not only the Viking, but what he's building Hellbats now too. Oh goodness, is he gonna go bio? Is reality gonna go bio Hellbat? This is kind of kinky. I like it. The Marines are moving out on the south side. You can kill the creep tumors off with these bad boys. A second factory is on the way with an additional barracks. I feel like a scan would be pertinent. Oh, the Banelings come over. We'll lift everything up. The Spire's not done, so with no Mutalisks, it's not a big threat. Zerglings will get into the third. The Hellions are all over it, though. And, I mean, we're going to see Hellbats. This is not normal. Oh, he queued up Widow Mines, then canceled them. Is he really... I'm just wondering, how long does a Terran player make Hellbats in this situation? That's what I want to know. If he goes pure bio Hellbat, I'm going to be blown away. Banelings do clip some of these Hellions in the south area. Tries for another run by, no luck though. And the second factory is done. I really want to know what he builds with this. The Banelings managed to grab all of the Hellions. It lifts up once again. And you can start using this medevacs to dance around a little bit more. focus fires these banelings. Such smart play. He kills off all the banelings of True. And now you can drop behind the mineral line. These Zerglings with the upgrade disadvantage having a really difficult time actually killing these Marines off and just focus firing like a boss. Wow, look at the control. True tried to keep the banelings from detonating on single Marines. Not quite enough. Taking out the creep tumors in the north as well. Building a Thor. He's Thor Hellbat Marine. Okay, let's do this. He's moving into the the fourth base. True's actually taking a lot of damage, I feel. Losing this hatchery would suck pretty hard. The banelings without the speed upgrade, they really can't do too much versus these Marines. Just finally cleaning up the drop on the bottom side. Spreads the Marines out. And the Hellbats immediately deal fantastically with the Zerglings. I still can't believe I'm seeing Hellbats, Thors, Marines, and Marauders all in the same production tab. But takes off the fourth base. These Hellbats are still just chilling here. Zerglings try to give chase, lifts up the Marines. There's no Mutalisks on the map, so True can't really do anything. A production tab. Blue Flame is on the way. Oh, this is so sexy. Reality drops these Marines out towards that fourth once again. He still has his high ground position, and the Baneling speed is not even started. 8 Mutas are on the way, but these Hellbats can soak up a lot of damage, as well as the Marauder. And then, of course, you've got Marine DPS, which is just godlike. So 3-3 is on the way. 2-2 is still not complete for True. And Reality just looks like Reality's in a dominant position. He's up 40 army supply, trying to move into the natural. And look how much damage these Hellbats do. Once the blue flame is done, they're just absolutely going to tear through these Zerglings like nothing. The Queens are forced back. And that blue flame has completed. So these Hellbats, they deal quite a punch. They basically leave the Zerglings with like 2 or 3 hit points. He's denied mining on the third base of True. And without Baneling speed, it's still very difficult to move in. I feel like this is just going to get worse and worse because he's building Thors and Hellbats. The Mutalisks are going to be kept at bay by the Thor. And the Zerglings will be held back by the Hellbats. And the Marines just kill everything. This is not an army composition I'm very familiar with seeing. It's an actual biomech. We will try to go for a counterattack to the third base, realizing he can't break this army. This is very nice. The SCV's dropping super fast for Reality, but he's still pushing in. There's a lot of Overlords that are exposed. The army waiting on the high ground, though, will have no trouble dealing with this. I feel like he wants to get this command center. Will cancel the fourth command center. Killing this third is going to be nice. What does he have left at home? Oh, most of the Banelings have been killed for True. I don't think he can stop Reality's force at his front door. There's just so much here, and the third command center was kept alive. He's managed to save it. And I think that's going to be it. Reality with he defended against that early attack about as well as you could have. When you get the fast third command center, losing SCVs at the start of the game simply isn't as big of a deal as it usually seems to be. And as True comes back, he brings the Mutas, grabs that Thor, but there's just so many Marines. 4 Banelings being moved from the high ground. These Banelings need to get on top of every single one of these Marines, or there's absolutely no way that True can win this. And the Marines, well, there's still a few of them behind. They've got that 2-2, 3-3 is getting close, and the Mutas will just be enough to overwhelm this force, but here comes the next wave. Reality's moving in. He's got the Thor, the Hellbats, the Marauders, the Marines. This not so commonly seen unit composition, but it's really, I don't know. This is quite the Jimmy Rustling force. How do you engage this as True now finally has Baneling speed? He's just going to tap out. GG. Reality. I like it. I like it a lot.